Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have been doing this series of different house lords conjunct with different planets. We have already completed the series of house lords conjunct with other house lords. We have also completed the series of planets conjunct with different planets as well. This series that we are doing of house lords conjunct with different planets, starting from Sun until Ketu, will give us a perspective of how the characteristics of the sixth house may change. The denotation of the sixth house may be influenced because of the characteristics, the personality of the planet that it is conjunct with, and how the sixth lord may also influence the characteristics and the nature of the planet that it is conjunct with in terms of giving us results, in terms of manifesting different areas of our life. So let's jump into and start this series. But before that, an appeal that if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, please like this video, and if you do that, then it will also be available to more others who may also be able to get some learning, get some solutions for different challenges in their life, and through that you will also earn some good karma. Having said that, let's jump into the conjunction of the sixth house lord with different planets. Now, when the sixth house lord is conjunct with the energy of the sun or with sun, so here it will combine the denotation of the sixth house and the denotation and the characteristics of the sun. So here, when sun gets conjunct with the sixth house lord, so their personality and the characteristics of a service oriented sun's manifestation comes out. So because sun is the energy of taking responsibility, taking accountability, standing up for somebody, taking leadership, fighting for own self pride, fighting for somebody in matters of trying to bring a bigger mass success to people as a leader, taking accountability. So when the sixth house lord is conjunct with sun, service orientation of the sixth house with the leadership orientation of sun comes in. So here is the person who will take a lot of responsibility and accountability, and in his actions there will always be some service denotation. So when the person is trying to do something, the person will always have a service bent of mind, will always think, what am I doing for others? Is somebody being able to profit from my work, from my responsibility, from my ability to be able to lead? So this is a thinking leader, this is a more sensitive leader, trying to do more something more for the masses, and also trying to take accountability for them. So this is a person who will, when they lead, they will also look at not only their own benefit as a leader, but also look at how they are able to serve more masses and they are able to do more for others. So somebody who will always stand up for the others, and even if they are not leader by designation, by role, when they see somebody is in a problem, in a challenge, they will step forward and they will step into the situation, the challenge, talk to people, try to resolve things, and also take leadership in the situation. These will also become situational leaders. So a good example of a servitude oriented leader is when the sixth house lord gets conjunct with the sun. However, because the sixth house also has inimical denotation, it also shows competition, it also shows somebody being pushed back. So if there is a situation where a person has riled this person, has instigated this person, has fingered this person in the wrong manner, then the fighting qualities of the sun, the pride of the sun, the self-respect of the person kicks in, and this person wants to give it back to the other person. Even if generally sun is, even if it's in a good dignity, they will not take a spite from competition, especially where the self-respect is concerned, and they will give it back to the person in their own way, in their own manner, and they will also try and reflect in such a manner, or they will try to punish this person in such a manner that the person's sense of pride, self-respect is also harmed, and the person is not able to then face this person whose sixth lord is conjunct with the sun. And in terms of challenges connected to health, because the sixth house is also the house of illnesses, so when the sixth house is connected to the sun, so some ailments connected to the denotation of the sun manifesting the sickness orientation of the sixth house will also come in. So usually this person can be somebody who overthinks because of being responsible, because of being accountable for mass challenges, for big responsibilities. So this person not only is a person who will take responsibility, accountability, but also will get affected negatively if things are not happening, will take pressure And this is a person who may get a lot of heartburn, may get a lot of acidity, those kind of challenges because of taking over pressure. This person may spend sleepless nights, may have high blood pressure, and may also develop heat oriented problems in their digestive system if the 6th house lord gets conjunct with the sun. But if sun is generally inimical, sun is placed in a very tough situation with the 6th house lord, in an inimical situation with other malefics also, and has completely turned malefic, then this can be a challenge at a mass level where the person wants to inflict big damage on mass number of people. So this can be a leader who's ruthless, who's a taskmaster, who doesn't care about the workers. He just wants his or her work done, doesn't care for how the people at the bottom of the food chain are going through challenges and issues. The person wants his or her work done, doesn't care for damage, and in fact will inflict damage if need be to be able to get his or her piece of work done and to get the larger manifestation of profitability, maybe for the organization and even for the self. So this is a hard taskmaster if sun is completely malefic, damaging people even at the cost of people's peace, harmony, and even their lives, to be able to inflict maximum damage for maximum profitability. So this can be a tough placement for a mass leader who's ruthless, will ride roughshod over people just because the person doesn't feel they are working, they are useful, but they are also somebody who can be disposable for the person. Now, if Mercury is the planet which the 6th house lord is conjunct with, so here the intellectual capability of Mercury trying to help people at a service orientation level. So this is a person who will use his or her analytical ability, will use his or her intellectual ability to be able to help people. And generally they may put harder effort where they feel that I have a responsibility where through my intellect, through my ability to be able to analyze, through my ability to be able to research, I can be helpful to more people. And so this person will put in a lot of effort to do something big, to do something substantial for others and to serve others also, because Mercury also has the 6th house denotation. So whatever may be the 6th house lord, when it gets conjunct with Mercury, the high manifestation of being service oriented, being helpful to others also comes in. So this can be a very high quality of healer. This can be a very high quality of problem solver. This can also be somebody who will be able to use information, facts, and then be able to stand up for people who they feel are the ones who are bottom of the profile, who are downtrodden, who are the affected. So this is a person who may not just shout down, take placards and go on the road. This person will take a lot of data, will calmly sieve through it, will pick out that information which is useful, will do a lot of fact finding and present their case in such a manner which will be very difficult for somebody to put them down. And through that, they are also able to bring about mass changes, mass improvement to a multitude of people. So these are generally the people who are the ones who are the data analysts, the fact finders, and they are very good at numbers. And because they are good at numbers and they are able to put it, these people can be the best people to be able to bring big societal changes because of their intellectual orientation towards helping others. However, if somebody pushes this person the wrong way, even if it's a good Mercury trying to help others, but because the inimical denotation of the 6th house comes in, and if they have troubled somebody where the 6th house lord is conjunct with Mercury, so this is the person who's very calmly, coolly waiting for an opportunity to strike back. So these people are not always thinking how to get back. It is always there at the back of their mind, and when they get an opportunity, they will use data, numbers, facts to hit back at this person. So when this person least suspects them, they're presenting data, they're presenting their case, they're presenting the case for the department, for maybe incentives for the team. This person with Mercury conjunct with the 6th house lord will present data and say, no, I don't think your team requires that. I don't think you used those finances well the last time around. I don't think so. Your numbers are not right, your data is not right, and I don't think so you deserve it. So this person will put a spanner in the benefit of the person because the person has wronged this person. So it is very dangerous to get inimical with a person who has the 6th house lord conjunct with Mercury, because the person will know when to strike, when it hurt the most. However, when you look at the disease sicknesses side of Mercury is conjunct with the 6th house lord, then diseases connected to Mercury may also inflict or show their face. So generally skin will be the first area of the body which may be inflicted when there is a damage to Mercury when it is conjunct with the 6th house lord. So there may be a lot of skin rashes, skin problems, skin boils every now and then the person will find skin related challenges. If there is a strong affliction of Mercury, then Mercury is the planet of intellect. So many times this person can be someone who may not be able to take strong intellectual decisions, may not be able to be good with numbers, somebody who has some challenge, because of which this person may seem a simpleton, the person who can easily be fooled by somebody. To some extent, you can say this person is simple to such an extent with high affliction, this person can even be called an idiot. So I'm not calling somebody an idiot just because you have 6th house lord conjunct with Mercury. A very strong affliction of Mercury can put you into a state where your education may suffer, your ability to crunch numbers, to be able to sieve data, to do an analysis, high degree of analysis, and sometimes even simple analysis may not come through, and so such a person may be simpleton, may not be good at education, will be only good for simple tasks. If this Mercury completely turns malefic, so this can be a very cold hearted person, somebody who will be using data, crunching numbers, using analysis, using intellectual capability to inflict damages at the mass number of people. So this person, if Mercury is completely damaged, so in a very cold-blooded manner, where emotions are not involved, intellect is involved, like the Joker in the Batman series, if you know what I'm talking about. So very, very highly intellectual person, and will inflict maximum damage to a number of people using the ability to know the loopholes in the system, know the loopholes in people, and how rules can be twisted and turned. So somebody maybe who's a scientist who's employed by large corporation to even twist data, even at the cost of multitude of people, because the corporation wants to have its way. So number of times in the 60s, lot of companies were posting that cigarettes were not harmful. In the 90s, lot of gutka companies, tobacco companies were advertising using the expert so-called specialists to show that tobacco is not harmful. So this is that kind of a manifestation where Mercury is completely afflicted, when for their own profit they don't care for what mass damage can be done. The intellectual capability becomes vicious in this case. Now if 6th house lord is conjunct with Venus, so your Venus capability of serving number of people also comes in. So this is a person who may be serving multitude of people, but at a high level, the high excellence of society, or in the high qualities of life. So somebody who is working at a upmarket spa, or upmarket restaurant, or a 5-star or even a 7-star hotel, or somebody who is working in an upmarket resort, or somebody who is working in a high-end store, somebody who is serving high-end customers, who is account managing high-end customers, or somebody who could be stewardess in a business class in a up-end airline, somebody who's an exclusive butler to somebody who's staying in the suite of a 5-star hotel. So somebody, all they're serving at a upmarket level, but these people are, and they're sensitive to what are the needs of the high-end people, but they are still service oriented. They still have a appeal toward those people who they need to serve, because they have a service bent of mind. So what if it's to the affluent? Or this person could also serve in industries which are connected to the upmarket products, working in a perfume factory, working in a high-end leather factory like a Louis Vuitton, or in a big label like a Versace. Those kinds of people where they're working in a high-end store or high-end factory, where they're serving in those areas which are the upmarket, the high-end or better quality of life that the life can offer. Or these people could also be in those industries where they are serving the opposite gender, especially women, or the woman child, the girl child, or in healing diseases of women connected to women also. Say for example, being a specialist gynec or specialist in women related ailments. However, if this person is pushed in the wrong manner, even if the Venus is well placed with the 6th house lord, but somebody is pushed in a inimical fashion, then this person may not hesitate to push back and give the person a run for his or her money, using gender, using sexuality, using their own vulnerability as the strength, and so to demean the person, also to derail the person in the eyes of others, and to let the person gasping for their own self-respect, for their dignity, even their livelihood. However, if Venus is on the slightly negative side, where ailments are concerned, sicknesses are concerned, so here sicknesses and diseases related to the gonads, related to the sexual organs, related to sexual performances like erectile dysfunction in males, or hormonal challenges related to females, because of which they cannot enjoy sexual intimacy, or having stones in the sensitive organs of the body, because of which they're strongly afflicted, and because of which there could be challenges in their sexual performances, in their looks, in their desire for intimacy, or related to the richness of food, where they may get afflicted with high richness of food that they indulge in, because of which challenges related to health may show up. If Venus is completely inimical, completely malefic, then this can be a person who has a problem with the opposite gender, has a completely demeaning challenge in their mind against the opposite gender, or maybe to a sect of people, maybe holding a grudge against gays, maybe somebody who is a toxic feminist or toxic masculinist, whatever you're calling, you may call it, and completely put down the other gender, completely put down a certain sense of people because of their sexual orientation also. Such people can also, especially if a man becomes too inflicted by 6th house lord with Venus, can also inflict maximum damage, and can become even somebody who damages the opposite gender, and extreme cases can also be a mass rapist and even a mass serial killer also. So I'm not saying somebody with the 6th house lord with Venus can be this, but I'm saying to a large extent, maybe 1 in 1,000 people can get to that extent when they want to damage somebody of the opposite gender. Now, if Moon is the planet which gets conjunct with the 6th house lord, so here, because Moon is also a caretaker, caregiver, a nourisher, somebody who nurtures others, so this is a strong energy where on a positive side this person may want to help people at a mass level. So this can be a person who works not only as a doctor, maybe a medical aid worker, maybe somebody who's helping and volunteering in a health emergency, like somebody who's volunteering in a pandemic, going out of their way to help people, to nurture people, to support people, maybe all in those support industries which help people, especially related to food, related to nourishment, related to serving those people who are malnourished, and through that they are coming forth as somebody who can be nurturers, who can also be supporters. If this person is pushed negatively, even when Moon is well placed, but somebody is instigating them or troubling them too much, then this person can also hurt back this person. This is a volatile person, and this person may not be able to control his or her emotions. So we'll use the emotional energy to hurt this person. We suddenly break down in a meeting, say this person is always doing this to me, or hurting this person at his or her emotional need, maybe bad mouthing this person in front of his or her girlfriend, and ensuring that at the emotional level they also pay back. So this can be a dangerous person to pick a fight with, because this person can also become vengeful to you at an emotional level. Better keep away from this person and never become on the wrong side of such people. However, if there are sicknesses related to the Moon, this can be somebody who may be affected in the mind. So firstly, the consciousness, Moon is also a consciousness, so many times such people can also not have a proper situational awareness where they are. So in simple terms, these people's mind can be such affected that these can also develop psychiatric problems, psychological problems, to a large extent can also go through depression, those kind of issues. And extremely severely afflicted Moon, these people may not know who they are, where they are, and can even, to very extreme cases, can have lunacy also develop, mental challenges also develop, because of which they need high degree of support. Now, if the Moon is completely afflicted when placed with the 6th house lord, this can be a very cold-blooded planning person, where completely devoid of emotions and using their cold-blooded manifestation to be able to inflict damage. Somebody who may charge money to inflict large damage, and in a cold-blooded manner, because of them wanting money or because of them being vengeful at people. Somebody who's maybe, for example, in the Jewish camps during the Hitler's reign, and cold-bloodedly sending people to the concentration camp without any remorse, and in a cold-blooded manner inflicting maximum damage on people. To that extent also, if Moon is malefic, a cold-blooded vengeful person, a person can become. So this is truly a tough placement to have if Moon completely becomes malefic, because this could not only affect your mind, your consciousness, taking you on the border of almost losing the ability to know who you are, and in a very malefic situation, maximum damage to other person, almost becoming a cold-blooded, vicious, vengeful person. Now, if Mars is the planet which gets conjunct with the 6th house lord, in a service orientation where Mars wants to support people, is a positive Mars when placed with the 6th house lord, this can be a very strong placement. One of the reason is Mars is also the Karaka of the 6th house. So Mars, if it's placed in the 6th house, can give a lot of fighting capabilities to the person. However, it is placed with the 6th house, wherever it is placed with, this is a person who wants to stand up for people, even if need be, aggressively stand up for people, fight for people, become a general for the person, take up the cause of the person, and even aggressively push the agenda. This person will use other people who are the Mercury kind of people with data, numbers, analytics, and armed with the data, armed with the information, and strategically come and confront such people who they want to put in the right state so that they are not able to do any damage anymore, and they will stand up for the weakest of the weak, the downtrodden. This can be somebody who is a soldier, who is a policeman, but also with a very strong sense of duty, with a strong sense of commitment to the large masses, and these people will stand up for the poorest of the poor, those people who are inflicted the most. So those people who will not shy away doing certain tasks, for example, those people who will go and extinguish fires in the jungle, who will volunteer even in the most dangerous of situations because they feel a sense of duty towards others. However, if they are pushed the wrong way, even when Mars is very well placed, very positive Mars, if somebody instigates them, somebody pushes them wrong, pushes their hot button, then this person can be extremely aggressive, and they don't care who the opposition is. Even in the most unlikely situation, they will confront the person, even aggressively confront the person. There may be even violence involved, and the person will be given back. And so this person can become very dangerous. So it's better to avoid such people where the 6th house lord is conjunct with Mars, not to make enemies of them, because there could be very aggressive repercussions as well. Now, sickness is connected to the person if the 6th house lord is conjunct with Mars. This can be somebody who takes high pressure and high blood pressure. Stomach ulcers can also be extra heat in the system, and if very strongly afflicted, those ailments which could not only end up in the ulcers but also tumors and even cancer oriented things because of the high heat developed. So if Mars is placed with the 6th house lord, it is very important that you take utmost care of your health, ensure that your digestion is good, proper. You eat healthy foods, a lot of water is taken in, a lot of liquid diet is taken in, and a lot of heat giving food is avoided, because this is a placement where the ailment may be quick and the damage may be quick, and it may be long lasting, or it could even be fatal. However, on the other hand, if Mars becomes completely inflicted, completely malefic, completely negative, then this person can cause mass damage. This can be somebody who has just no empathy for others. The aggression is in them. They are waiting for an opportunity to inflict damage on others because Mars is so afflicted. So, and in fact, they may take pleasure in the suffering of others. They may take pleasure in seeing the blood being let out of others to be able to damage others and to inflict maximum pain on others. Somebody who is a mass killer, who is doing it only for the pleasure of seeing others in written pain and taking pervert pleasure in somebody's agony. So if Mars is completely afflicted, this can be the most damaging placement which could do maximum damage to society. Now if Jupiter is the planet which is in conjunction with the 6th house lord, now this is a person who is not somebody who's taking out the placards and saying down this organization, no, I will stand up to this, you can't do this, like a Mars, or collecting data like Mercury. This is a person who will use their wisdom to be able to bring about a change in their daily life. They are not waiting for an eruption somewhere or a challenge somewhere, then collecting data, then coming down with placards. This person feels this is a wise person. This person feels that the best service that I can do to others is in my lifestyle changes myself. So this person will not go in guzzling big cars. This person will not have big swimming pools in their backyard, or will not spend too much money on big labels, or going for affluent holidays, or cutting down trees and getting involved in those industries where maximum damage is done. This is the most sensitive person. The person feels that on a day-to-day basis I can be able to do better by able to change my lifestyle in such a manner that I'm able to help others. And if the person sees there is a challenge outside, the person will also be somebody who will, rather than going out, may maximum mobilize people through putting some money in an account, saying whatever money comes into this account from others, I will put in my equal share. It can be the head of us or the CEO of a company who says through crowdfunding that if other people put in money, if other people all put together give 2 million, my company will give 2 million. So this is a wise thinking person who will be able to bring about a maximum benefit to people in the lowest aggressive maneuver that the person wants to show, and the lifestyle of the person will also show that the person is truly meaningful, is a person who will be truly doing meaningful contribution rather than wait for some challenge to happen to be of mass service to people. And because Jupiter is also planet of expansion, these people can be the ones who are quietly doing the maximum for the society without even knowing. These people can also be the philanthropes of the highest level, sometimes even at the very quiet level. Even many people may not even know to which extent, to what extent they have done or their philanthropic activities. However, if this person, even when Jupiter is very strong, if somebody is pushing them the wrong manner, is instigating them, then this is a person who will not go and inflict damage, shout, scream, will not do all that. This is a wise person. Then this person will feel, okay, if the person who is inflicting damage or pushing this person doesn't deserve a situation, then very wisely this person will just make a comment, maybe in a board meeting, saying that I don't think so that manager is ready yet for a promotion. I don't think so such a big account should be given to him. I think we should twice think about it. I think somebody else is better fit for this rather than that. So in a very quiet manner, in a very wise manner, in a very advising manner, in a very suggesting manner, in a very consulting manner, they may be able to do damage to the other person with the other person not even knowing. In fact, everybody is thinking a favor was done to the other person, not to put the person through big high pressure, then the person will fail. Now, sickness is connected to Jupiter when the 6th house lord is conjunct with Jupiter. This is a person who can get challenges related to their eating habits, more related to sugar or cholesterol, or being able to, or putting on a lot of weight because of either dietary challenges or lifestyle challenges, because Jupiter can also bring in a certain degree of laziness, even procrastination in the person. And usually people with a very strong Jupiter, especially in the Lagna or conjunct with 6th house lord, may not be able to put in high degree of activity, physical activity. They are the wise people using their brains to the utmost, and then because of which the challenges come on the health side because of the dietary challenges and the lifestyle challenges. So all the lifestyle diseases, maximum 90% of them can be attributed toward bad Jupiter or a tough Jupiter, or a Jupiter even placed in a inimical placement with 6th house lord. So if you have Jupiter in conjunction with the 6th house lord, ensure that you reduce your sugar content, oil content, starch or rice content, exercise regularly, watch your weight, and cut down on sugary content. Very, very important. Now, if Jupiter is completely malefic, then this person can do a lot of damage in a very diabolical way. Maybe the advisor of a Hitler-like person, maybe a advisor of a ruthless dictator who will tell them in a very wise manner, in a very cool, composed manner, how to inflict maximum damages without making a public furore. And then will also give the reasoning why it is a good thing, why it is not a bad thing, why they were challenged to do this, why they were forced to do this, why they had to fight a war, why they had to let go of some people, why they had to deport a mass number of people, why they had to not give food to a maximum number of people who deserved it because of some social reasons, political reasons, and bringing in the national interest into the equation. So this is a very wise person, but a very cunning, malefic oriented Jupiter will bring in, whether with a finesse of a very wise but diabolical villainous mind. If Jupiter is completely malefic in somebody's horoscope, then this person can also be somebody who has a bad faith. So this person's faith and belief can be somebody who is very convoluted. So this person is completely against one sect. For example, all Muslims are terrorists, all Jews are bad, all African people of color are bad. So some degree of different belief system, the wrong belief system, because of which they turn completely against them, wanting to massively execute them or do damage to them. Because your wisdom is completely afflicted, the faith and belief system is completely afflicted also. Or a spiritual guru who will ask for a call for mass suicides, saying that you will all get spiritual elevation, you will all maybe get heaven, because of which, because of the wrong denotation of the person's mindset, the person's faith and belief is completely afflicted. Now, if it's Saturn which is conjunct with the 6th house lord, this is slightly better placement of the 6th house lord conjunct with Saturn, because Saturn is the Karaka of the 6th house, and Saturn is a little protective when it gets into the 6th house. However, where it comes to service orientation, this can be a leader who is mass level servant, where the person can be a union leader, the person can be somebody who's working at a place where there are huge labors involved, where a factory is involved, a manufacturing company is there, or workers at a big hospital, or people who are involved in the sanitary services, or people who are in the upkeep of society on a day-to-day level, the plumbers, the carpenters, everyone who is doing mass service to a number of people at the bottom of the level, or heading them, or bringing up their causes, or helping in some way to be able to bring about a difference to such people. So Saturn conjunct with the 6th house lord will bring that in that will bring in that denotation. Because of that, the person may either be a laborer working at that level, or working for the people for the upliftment of the people, for the upliftment for others, or working in industries which again reach out to mass number of people and do maximum service to others. Now, even if it's a good Saturn, but if pushed in the wrong manner, then this is a very calm worker. This person may not have a lot of authority in their hands. So this is a person who will use their connectivity with others, with other people at a mass level, to demean this person. Maybe a union leader who pushes down other person, doesn't allow the other person to come up. Even if the boss gets into the bad books of this person, then will go out, badmouth that boss in front of everybody, will badmouth the manager in front of everybody, and turn almost everybody against this person. So this could be somebody who will create a mass challenge to the person who is inflicting damage on this person. So it could be somebody that you can keep away from and not get into an inimical situation with a person who has the 6th house lord conjunct with Saturn. However, Saturn is completely diabolical, completely malefic, then this can be a person who brings about the maximum damage at the lowest of the strata, without thinking, without knowing, and being heartless, having no love, affection towards the people who are downtrodden, in fact thinking that they are the mess of the society, they are the dirt of the society. Is better to do away with them, because your Saturn has turned completely against them, being completely malefic. Sicknesses related to Saturn are the ones who will be having the long-term chronic illnesses. Usually illnesses related to the bones, joint pains, muscles, all these can be attributed to Saturn, or any long-term chronic ailment which is showing itself, manifesting itself, but not healing easily, which is taking a long period of time, almost as if it is clinging to the person and not willing to let go. So all those ailments which are chronic ailments, which persist for a long period of time, like back pains, muscular dystrophy, sclerosis, chronic heart ailments, which continue for a long period of time till almost the death of the person, can be this placement. Now, if Rahu is the planetary energy, it gets conjunct with the 6th house lord. So this is a person who, if the person wants to help, and if it's a good placement with Rahu, then this person can do a lot of benefit to multitudes of people, because Rahu is nuclear explosion to a multitude of people, but also will have a piece of pie in it. So this is a person who may want to bring out a new innovation or mass breakthrough product, but also will think, what do I get out of it? So while the person wants to do something big, unique, mass breakthrough thing, will also think, what do I get? How should I place this? Who should I get the money from? How should I be able to negotiate with the big companies, negotiate with the government, so that I also benefit out of it? Or if I'm not getting money, at least give me a big award. If you're not giving me a big award, I will give to somebody who may give me a Nobel Peace Prize, or make me a Nobel laureate. Somewhere I need to also get the highest level of credit. So this is a person, if Rahu is good, well placed with the 6th house, can do the best service to mankind, the best service to people at a mass level, but with keeping some piece of their own pie in that. If this is a good Rahu, person wants to do a lot good for others. However, if somebody instigates this person wrongly, so then this person will extract their revenge on this person, not even letting the person know what they are doing. So very quietly, in a matter of fact, this person will inflict damage on the other person, yet in front of the person will come out as if I don't know anything, and in fact may also say, I heard about this, why did this happen to you, why did these people do this to you, why did the boss do this to you, while they have themselves spoiled the case of people. So this can be a very difficult person to contend with, because if you don't even know who you have rubbed the wrong way, and then extracting his or her revenge, and sometimes this may remain all their life. The negative baggage may be carried all their life. Now, those sicknesses which Rahu will inflict, if Rahu is creating sicknesses when conjunct with the 6th house lord, so all those illnesses which are connected to excesses, for example, excessive addictions, excessive bad habits, excessive gambling, because of which you lose money, because of which you turn to liquor, or excessive pornographic or excessive indulgence in the opposite gender, or with the opposite gender, without even caring for your own safety. And usually, because Rahu creates a lot of heat, if in some way the 6th house lord is either Sun or Mars, then this can be strongly damaging, where the immune system of the person gets affected, and usually even sometimes minor ailments can extract a big damage to the person, and usually the illness Usually the illness is not diagnosed till the last moment, almost when it's the last stage the illness is diagnosed. So usually a cancer which is diagnosed at the last period when nothing can be done, almost nothing can be done. Suddenly a stone is found in the pancreas or the gallbladder, sudden surgery is required. Suddenly you get to know the valves of the heart are damaged and sudden surgery is required. Valves of the heart or the arteries of the heart are clogged, sudden surgery is required. So suddenness brings in and hidden things which manifesting inside without coming to know, and the last moment you get to know sometime after the damage is done, and usually brought about by the own habits of the person, also bad habits of the person, also inflicting maximum damage on themselves without even realizing, or sometimes realizing it yet are helpless to their manifestation. Now if Rahu is completely malefic, then this person doesn't care for the masses. The person is only caring about their own profitability. So the head of a pharmaceutical company who doesn't care what damage is being done, so they push wrong medicines, they will push wrong labels, they will not tell people what the negative side effects have come up in the laboratory. For their own profitability, they don't care whatever the collateral damage is being done. If this is the dictator will not hesitate to employ weapons of mass destruction, huge collateral damage, so that they can get even, so that they can hold on to their false sense of pride. And so these people can bring about the most negative of manifestation, affect the most number of masses negatively. Now if Ketu is the planet which is the planetary energy which is conjunct with the 6th house lord, so here this is the person, when even if Ketu is manifesting positive results, this is a person who's not so much connected about how I grow in the service, what I am getting out of service. He or she just wants to serve people without even thinking so much. So these people are the ones who will help others without thinking too much and not even wanting to know what I may get out of it or I may not get out of it. And usually such people are not very tactful, not very manipulative. So these people also take a lot of time to grow in the organization because they are always helping others, and very few times is somebody helping them back. So when Ketu gets conjunct with the 6th house lord, these people are the ones who are the public helpers without hardly anybody helping them back. However, this is a very spiritual manifestation where the karma of the person is so good, so huge that usually it gives them rewards in some other manner. So overall, at a spiritual level, it's not a bad conjunction of Ketu with the 6th house lord. However, if somebody pushes this person the wrong way, then this person, without even thinking, without a diabolical mind, and sometimes very carelessly, without wanting to do damage, is damaging the other person. It is like somebody rub you the wrong way and you know their secret, so without thinking too much, you blurt out the secret in front of his wife, because of it then she files for divorce or gives him a real tough time. Somebody have fudged some data and you got to know, and this person has rubbed you the wrong way. Without thinking about it, you suddenly let the secret out without wanting to be vengeful in front of the manager, saying, but that the other data was shown in the last meeting. I don't understand why this data has completely changed. What could be the reason? And then immediately everybody's ears stand that what is happening here? Let's investigate. So this person can be giving back to the person without thinking. It is almost as if the zodiac is taking revenge on behalf of the person because Ketu is involved here. Now, what are the diseases which can be connected to Ketu if Ketu is getting conjunct with the 6th house lord? This is a sudden extraction of surgery involved, usually because Ketu is a planet or the deity has a sharp weapon in his or her hand. So usually sudden damages, sudden issues, sudden surgeries are required, incision is required. Can be this challenge, can be this issue with Ketu being placed with the 6th house lord. However, there can also be a lot of negative sicknesses getting involved connected to the acidic or liquor or acidity in the stomach or spirits or hormones or something related to the blood or blood becoming malefic, because Ketu is also the planet which rules Scorpio along with Mars. So usually somebody at a DNA level, at a genetic level, something happens because of which, say, a bone marrow transplantation is required, organ transplantation is required, hardly any other treatment can be done, and usually requiring the knife going under the incision, and also related to fire issues, problems, spirit related problems, and acidity level related problems. Now, if Ketu is completely malefic in somebody's horoscope, then at a mass level, this person can do a lot of damage. At a mass level, it can create damage without even thinking, without even manifesting. Usually, such people can also be who's trying to extract profit in some other way to the company, to the organization, to even maybe the government, but because of which in some other manner at a mass level the mass damage is done without even the thinking, because Ketu is so malefic. So sometimes if you don't even know, you intend to do something good, but the maximum damage is done because Ketu is not intending it to become a profitable thing for you or your organization or the government. So friends, now that we have talked about and we have seen how the conjunctions of the 9 planetary energies with the 6th house lord will manifest themselves positively at a service level, in sicknesses and illnesses, or maybe at a mass level also, how they can inflict maximum damage. This is a tricky placement to have any planet conjunct with the 6th house lord. So if you have 6th house lord conjunct with any planet, wherever it is placed, understand the placement better, because it can create a lot of positivity, where at a mass level you can do a lot of help to others, but it can also be something which can also create mass damage to others, sometimes without even your knowledge. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.